I'm super excited to have these group of guys here tonight.
I've been chasing this city on the kind of couple rich wannabillys. This ain't the place I wanna be. Yeah, yeah. I can't drink this bitter wine. Pina Grigio, give me moonshine. I need to find a place I can be me. Talking about my roots, my roots. I'm gonna kick these fancy boots and just get on back. Got to get back to the place where the preacher gets the blues. Talking about my roots, my roots. I'm gonna kick these shiny boots and get back. Got to get back to the place where I learned to get the blues. Talking about I wonder why I even bother. Small fish, big pond, muddy water. They don't like the way I swim.
But I'm going to let Brad bring them on stage here, especially this good-looking one back here. He's standing.
You think he's good-looking in the dark? Wait till he comes up here. This is Robert Punchur. Hand for Robert.
Thank you. He calls me pretty, then doesn't even shake my hand afterward. Oh, man. It smells like lavender. I will say that it is incredible to know that we're performing for a butt-licking crowd tonight, guys. I like knowing that off the start. Sometimes we're all here from New York City. By the way, I don't know if you picked up that detail of the very good comedy show. We have 6 incredible acts out here from New York City, and sometimes whenever we leave, crowds can be a little bit more conservative, and I don't really know how to play that. So, I mean, are you guys ready for a comedy show where we can cover a whole array of topics tonight? Yeah? Incredible. Good. I'm nervous with you behind me still, Brad. Got you. Nah, I'm not a native New Yorker myself. I don't know if you guys can tell. I think it's kind of obvious. Whenever I came up here, I smiled. All right. And New Yorkers not going to do that because they know that showing your teeth can be a sign of weakness. All right. That's actually the quickest way to make some New Yorkers uncomfortable. You just smile at them, which a lot of you are not doing for me right now. So. Good job. I'm serious though. If you're ever there, you get on the subway, you look at the guy across from you, and you just go, "Hey neighbor, you'll get stabbed in the smile." Alright? And I didn't know that because I'm originally from a small town in Pennsylvania, located just between Pittsburgh and Walmart. Name of the town is Butler. Does anybody know Butler? Yeah, there we go. Family at the show.
Green County?
Britton County. I love Britton County.
Green.
Green County. I've smoked way too much green to remember Green County. That's why I do this. Dude, I just had to stop smoking marijuana recently. I don't know, does anybody in here, round of applause, smoke the marijuana? Get 'em! I know you do, sir, because it was about 10 seconds after everybody else started clapping. Oh, yeah. That's great. It's an incredible drug, but it messed with my memory too much, so I've had to slow down at this point. Before then, I thought the worst thing that would happen is I'd just lose track of time, you know? I'd start smoking and it'd be like, oh shit, it is 3 a.m. I started smoking 3 years ago. That's up. I'm gonna slow down a little bit, unless anybody has some after the show, in which case, right back on the wagon. That is a joke. I hope you guys understand that. No such thing as momentum in this room yet. You guys are very joke to joke. You're like, ah ha ha ha, what else? Yes. Caesar over here. Funny, not funny. Pennsylvania. Grew up there, just went back there recently. I have a very country family in Pennsylvania. Family's so country, this is true. I have an Aunt Marlene, an Aunt Darlene, and an Uncle Munkle. Isn't that awesome? Dude's name is Munkle. He is my uncle. He is my Uncle Munkle. And I'll tell you guys this, he is a fantastic fuck. Just, woo, top of the line. Again, these are jokes. When you don't laugh, it makes me think that you think I'm being serious, and that gets more uncomfortable for everybody, okay? Did not fuck my uncle, ladies and gentlemen. Did not fuck my uncle. Greene County, I did not fuck my uncle. He fucked me. And again, we thank him for having us out here tonight. Brad Lambert, my uncle, guys. Whole family is country. I have my father is a country. He's a biker type. He has like the long hair down to his shoulders, tattoos up and down his arms. He always carries a knife on his hip, which is a tool, not a weapon. He makes that very clear. The knife is a tool, goddammit. It's a tool. He uses it for peeling peaches. Or getting the parking spot that he wants. It's a tool. And he has stories when he's my age, too. I don't know the details of all of them, so I'll ask him, be like, Dad, in your 20s, you're out riding motorcycles, what were you doing, man? He's like, oh, I'll tell you what I was doing. I was making mistakes, okay? I was making mistakes like drugs, crime, you and your sister. I know! My dad! Shit! I have a sister? Thank you! I like whenever an audience member tells me. That's so funny. If you guys enjoy a joke, you can laugh at it, or you can just wait until we're done and then verbally affirm us. We're very needy people as comedians. We'll take it any way we can get it. Another lesson I learned from Brad Lambert. I'm not gay, by the way. I feel like I should put that into the ring right now. It's a good hearty laugh. It's fine. I get it. I do know, because I am aware of what I look like. And it's like I'm not gay, but my face is, you know? So it's like I've never sucked a dick, but my face definitely has. A little bit of a gay face. A little bit of a gay face. And it can get me in trouble, especially in New York sometimes. I'll be walking down the street. People will see me. First thing they'll do, they'll just go, white people, which, you know, is accurate. I know this is a very white room. I'm a very white guy. You guys feel like you might have been tricked into a rally right now. And a little Hitler Youth looking. It's fine. It's no reason to like make an assessment against me, right? But then I can't accuse somebody of racism when I look like I invented it. So I just have to let it slide. But then sometimes they push it. They get in my face. They tell me I look gay, and I need to warn them. I'm like, dude, listen. I make one phone call. The other 4 members of my boy band show up. Exactly. We go dance off. Dance battle the shit out of them. That's right. I'm soft, man. You can tell I'm soft. I'm part of what people call the snowflake generation. I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase. What it means is that I am perceived as being overly sensitive and underly masculine, which, if I'm being honest, kind of hurts my feelings. Okay? Sometimes I want to be like, hey, I'm not a snowflake. I'm a snowman. Ice runs through these veins. All right. But nah, it's true. I get bothered by things I shouldn't get bothered by. You know, like we were doing one of these shows just a week ago. The comic before me, very, very funny lady, was talking about how she won't date hot guys because they all have huge egos. And from the back of the room, I wanted to yell out, "Hey, not all of us." But then I realized that I would be demonstrating her point by identifying as a hot guy, thus displaying my ego. So instead, what I did, very clever, I went home and I cried about it. Got hurt. Yeah. I don't know. Then I wrote this passive-aggressive joke to come tell you fine folks, because I'm working on being more masculine. And next joke. Let's do it. By round of applause, who here tonight is single and or in a relationship? Clap your hands. Is anybody in a long one? Does anybody have a long relationship?
We're working on a year. What does that mean?
How long?
A year.
A year? That's not that long, but especially to already be using the working on terminology. No, I'm kidding. That's how you know it's actually a good fucking relationship. You're putting that work in. That's incredible. Round of applause for coming on a year, guys. Does anybody have longer than a year? Yes. How long back here?
17 years.
17 years? Fuck your 1 year. Yeah. 49 in July. Holy shit. Okay. Shit, I was gonna brag that I was once in a 6-year relationship, but that seems irrelevant now. I dated a girl, it's my story, I'm sticking with it, for 6 years. I was my high school sweetheart, you know, my first one. That means, yeah, it means a lot. It's over now, so that hurts, but it's alright. It's, here's what, it ended up being an open relationship, which was not exactly ideal, because I was not exactly aware. Yeah, her legs were more open than our communication. That one played out. Does suck whenever that happens. Sucks when someone cheats on you, because it leaves you with all these unanswered questions. Like, what wasn't good enough about me? And how do I dispose of this body? Yeah, like, it's alright, I'm doing jokes about that, because that's how we recover, that's how we move on. We look for the funny, we find that good, you know? We find these little, you remember when you're kids, you have like those sing-song expressions, those helped. You know, I look at this girl now, and I'm like, hey, sticks and stones may break your bones, but she sucked a dozen dicks, that whore. I am dating more now. I'm dating more now. I'm a Scorpio. You know what that means?
I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah? You know what that means? Nothing. So I got into an argument with my current future ex-girlfriend. She also doesn't think that's a funny way of putting it, but I did. Dude, this girl, she's actually crazy. She got mad at me for something that I did in her dream. Isn't that insane? In her dream. I didn't know it's that. She shook me awake. I'm like, oh no, honey, what's wrong? She said, oh, what's wrong with me, Poppy? Yeah, she's Puerto Rican. She calls me Poppy. We've established I'm very white. I have no idea how to respond to it. Yeah. What's wrong, daughter? She says, last night in my dream, you tried to have sex with my sister. Mm-hmm. But let me remind you that it was in her dream that I tried to have sex with her sister. And then in real life, I had to logically defend myself. Which is fucking insane, right? Well, listen, honey, one, I don't think you can be mad at me, because that's a dream. Two, I don't think I did anything wrong, because I don't know if you realize this, see point one, but that's a dream. And three, we're meant to be together. It's obvious. We even have the same dreams. So I'm single again. Alright, on that note, are you guys ready to get this show going? Yes? I'm going to be your host, which means I'm going to be up and down throughout the night. I have some of my absolute favorite comedians from New York City here. The next one I'm going to bring up is actually just in the most prestigious comedy competition in New York City, March Madness at Caroline's. She's in the Final Four. She is absolutely hilarious. We are absolutely blessed to have her here, but I need to know that you're ready for her. So guys, are you ready for your next comedian? Yes? That's good. Then please give me a round of applause for Miss Melissa Diaz.
Give it up for Robert, your host. Host with the most. There goes my phone. I'm gonna bring this up front. You know, I'm a woman. I gotta redecorate, okay? I can't be just up here, just willy-nilly with things not just so, all right? All right, I feel a lot better. How you guys doing? How's everybody feeling? Good? This is my first time in Ohio. I'm very excited about it. It's so great. I love it. The food's great. People are great. Actually, up until 2 years ago, I never even went anywhere in the U.S. at all, because I grew up in the Bronx. So it's exciting. Every single state I've been to, has always been something interesting going on. Like Tucson, Arizona, right? Very excited about that. I was like, oh my God, what is it the people in this magical desert town do for fun? And it turns out it's cocaine. It's a lot of cocaine. Okay. I went to a bar over there, I asked the guy, I was like, hey, what else do you guys do? I mean, is there anything going on here? He was like, a gem show. I was like, oh, nah, that's nice. What's up with that? And he's like, you know, just, it's terrible. Just a bunch of hippies, they're blocking traffic, right, at the gem show. I'm like, well, I mean, isn't it kind of perfect? Where else do you want your hippies to be, right? If not at the gem show, and out of your hair, right? It's like, leave these people alone. People are getting into gems and astronomy a lot more lately too, just in the US in general. I don't know why. I mean, I guess when you have a lot of credit card and student loan debt, the best thing to do is to just take a bunch of pretty rocks and believe that they give you superpowers. Being in the US is fun. I like it so much. And you know, there's so much stuff out here that isn't in New York City, so everything outside of it feels really, really exotic to me. And I'm always excited. Like the first time I saw a Cracker Barrel, I lost my shit. You don't understand. You don't understand. You take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? For you, it's nothing. It's just where you go get breakfast, you know? But for me, that's like if you go to like an authentic Mexican cuisine restaurant, you know? I was like, look at these hats. Look at this place. Oh my God. This is like their culture, right? I love it. Man, it's cool. I'm so glad to be in Ohio. It took me a while too, because I'm 34, which is weird. Sometimes I'll still get hit on by 19, 20-year-old guys, you know, which is, amazing. You know, whatever. It's attention, you know, whatever. But I was really flattered about it, and then I looked in the mirror last week and I realized I dressed like a teenage runaway. So. Cool. These guys weren't even trying to hit on me, they were trying to save me. You know, you're a girl, you're walking down the street, a man might catcall or something, come up to you, right, and you're ready. He's like, excuse me, miss, and you go, oh, I have a boyfriend. And in my case, the guy's like, that's nice. I just wanted to give you the number to this halfway house. Have a nice day. I do look a little disheveled. Comfortable is what I like to call it. But, you know, there's a reason why I am the way I am. And basically, what happened was, in my 20s, I got drunk once for 10 years. Okay. And that's it. That's how I am. That's who I am. This is the outfit that I that I was wearing when I was 22 and went under. Yeah. I think I've come a long way, though, since when I was a kid and I wanted to be a werewolf. So, that's cool. like my career, you know? It's like my career choice. You know, you get to kindergarten, they ask you what you want to be, and you know, your teacher's like, Timmy, what do you want to be? And you're like, oh, a firefighter. It's like, a firefighter? That's wonderful, Timmy, you're going to save lives. Amazing. What about you, Melissa? What do you want to be? It's like, a werewolf. A werewolf. It's like, okay, Melissa, you're gonna special needs. I don't know what else to do. They all told me to give up that dream. They were like, Melissa, you're never gonna be a werewolf. Give it up, it's impossible. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna prove you all wrong. I'm gonna become a werewolf. You wanna know why? Because I'm gonna study hard. And I'm gonna be that. And I did, so I read all of the books, I watched all of the movies, and now, as an adult, every once in a blue moon, I'll wake up naked in a strange place. Talk to the palm. Next to a lifeless body. Am I right? I like being older because I'm more confident about things that I was really shy about in my 20s. Like, I'm more confident about going to wine tastings, for example. And I like that, because I get it. It's a sham, okay? The whole thing, it's an act. It's how adults play tea party, right? You just go in there, you're going for the free booze, right? But then you gotta go pretend with this person on the other side. You're like, oh, I'm cultured, right? You gotta act like you're better than them. They give you a sample, and then they just recite an incantation while you sip it. That's a wine tasting. And you just like, and she's like, okay, check it out. So this Cabernet has a pine wood and acrylic base with canvas overtones. You're just like, oh, that's odd. She just described that painting behind me. One time I went to a wine tasting at Woodstock. I swear to you, this really happened. This is what this lady said. She pours me a rosé, right? I'm sipping it. She goes, okay, so this rosé, all right, this is so complex, okay? It's very earthy, also grass and floral, and there's a little bit of leathery, sort of a woody, kind of a nylon kind of thing. Right. Just look, lady, you're describing a boot right now. It's a boot. All right, you're a fraud. And I'm very drunk. I'll take 2 ghost pints to go. I think the real property of wine, this is what wine really does, right? It's just a good lubricant. What it tastes like is just whatever you're doing at the moment, right? That's what wine does. You don't remember the taste, you remember what's going on and what you were sitting in and looking at. Like, have you ever had wine by yourself in your home? Yeah, of course. Right? Nobody there in your ear, like, this is the... Forget those people. You go to class for that, that's stupid, all right? It's just you by yourself, right? You're just drinking your thing and you're like, oh, this tastes kind of like I'm sad. I really got to stop drinking in front of the mirror. Look at my eyes. That's why when you're boozing, you just watch TV, you know? Watch a movie or something. Movies are all remakes though now. It's weird. I never know what I'm gonna see, right? It's like something from your childhood and then they twist it somehow into something that you don't recognize, you know? Looking at a movie, it's like some guy's pointing a gun at some other guy. It's like, do you know why they call me the Road? It's like, I don't know, man, just don't kill me. Don't kill me. It's like, ask me why they call me the Road. The guy's like, why? Because anytime any chickens try to cross me, I take them to the other side of life. Pow! Pow! Why did the chicken cross the road? In theaters, January 2020. It's like you walked into the wrong hen house. It's like a strip club, there's like hens on poles. Make it rain! Feathers! Oh my god, you guys are so great. Oh man. I don't know, man. American movies, they always try to like coddle us. Everything's PG-13, right? They always try to do that. But we can handle it. We're all adults here, man. Europeans got it. They know the deal. European movies are so messed up. They're so messed up. French movies are the worst, right? It's always dark. There's always like a hooker there. There's always a hooker. The whole cast looks like the same hooker, the same French whore, you know? There's like, and all the stories are just like, they're just infused with something from French history, you know? I wonder if, like, you know, French parents tell their kids bedtime stories if they do that, because that'd be pretty funny. It's like, once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess, and she lived in a gorgeous castle. And then one day, all the slaves and peasants rose up and cut her head off. And then everybody voted. Liberté, égalité, fraternité. Good night, ma chérie. Give me your cigarette. I don't have time for none of that crap. I'm too busy watching C-SPAN. Am I right or far? Oh man, it's boring. I like, one thing I like about C-SPAN is I like politicians. I like when they make speeches, because what an art form. They're talking to you and they're trying to look the most human in the least human way, you know, possible. So this is like a weird thing. All these little techniques and things that they use to trap you, make you like them. Like, you know, they never point at you when they're making a speech. You ever thought about that? Politicians never do this. Never, ever, ever. Never. You wanna know why? Because there's something about a person with a microphone on a stage who just starts pointing at you for too long. It's very uncomfortable for all of us. So instead, they train them to do, you probably thought of it already, this thing. You ever seen that, right? When they go like that, yeah, isn't that interesting? That's a thing that they do. You've seen it your whole life. They do it so that you like them, so that you don't, you know. And I like seeing them do that because it's like they're up there going, "Hello, America. I've got your nose. I've got your nose. I've got your nose. Now you may think your nose is up there, but it's not. I've got it. And I'll keep your nose safe from foreign enemies who want to eat your nose. And if you vote for me, I will take your nose and put it back on your face, where it belongs. Thank you." And of course there's a message there. And what it is, watching politics is a lot better when you're high. Okay. So just do that and it's all fun. Drugs. Clap if you like drugs at all. Even the theory and concept of them, even if you don't do them. No, not at all? You don't have to do them. I really don't, but I appreciate them and I've done them a few times. Just to do them, just to try them. 2 years ago I tried psychedelics for the first time. It's very, very interesting. A lot of people think that they have to go to nature when they do them because it's too intense to be in a city, but I disagree. If you're ever gonna do psychedelic drugs, I recommend that you go to perhaps the Columbus Museum of Art or something. You wanna know why? It's the only place anywhere that you can stare at anything for 4 hours. Not only will you blend in perfectly, people will think you're smart. They will think you know shit about art. Okay, you got artsy-fartsy types coming up too, right? "Excuse me, miss. I couldn't help but notice that you've been staring at that Picasso for 30 minutes. Tell me, what is it that you see in this art that's left you in such breathless wonder?" And then you're just like, "Well, sir, this piece is telling me if I blink too hard, I'm gonna teleport." Bring an umbrella. I got a little pro tip though, be careful, okay? Take care of yourselves when you're on drugs, okay? Don't do like psychedelics too soon, like when you're outside, because you still have to make the line and talk to the receptionist. Very scary, okay? She's a no-nonsense lady, she's been working all day. You come up to her, she's like, "How many in your party?" And then you're just like, Are you the art? It's talking to me. Yeah. All right, we've gotten to know each other a little bit. I guess I can share a little bit more. I didn't have my first orgasm ever in my life until I was 26. 26, I know. Technically 23, but I don't count that because I thought I was fainting. I was like, is this the end? I like to say it though, because see how the room got, right? Very quiet. Why? You know why, ladies? Because you were all thinking, 26? Yeah, that sounds about fucking right. Sounds about fucking right. And it's because it's normal enough. You know, you're not surprised by it. No. There's a lot of women that don't have an orgasm until their late 20s, early 30s, which is crazy, you know. Because here, that also means that a lot of women will pay off their student loans before they ever come for the first time. Isn't that interesting? Also, I'm kidding, because you're never going to pay off your student loans. So, we gotta get out of here. See, girls, so true. No, I think, honestly, like, it's not like, you know, it's partly, you know, women don't have their sexual peak until they're like 30 or so, which is interesting, very interesting. Because women, all right, clap if you're a woman in your 20s. Yeah, very exciting. Well, because because in your 20s, because I've been there, I was in my 20s, right? You're just like, oh yeah, I know sex. I feel sexy. I know sex, right? And that's obvious that you don't. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too cute, all right? Because anybody who's 30 and up here knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, right? There's nothing cute about what the fuck happens to your loins the minute you turn 30. You're not even a person anymore inside. Outside, you're just like, hi, would you like more milk with that, right? Inside, you're like, put something in that! Why do you think older ladies like riding the bus more, huh? It rocks. Rocks, back and forth. Delicious. Don't get comfortable, guys, because I know your secrets too. Guys, you come super young. That's guys' deal, right? Which is interesting. Because it's so young for them that it's weird. That's how it happens. For a guy, his first orgasm, you're 12 and you bumped into a couch. That's a guy, okay? Not even their fault. They're just, you know, the couches are everywhere. It's in between them and the cartoons. You're just trying to turn on the TV, get fancy, jump, miss, hit the corner. You know, guys, we're just different. But I like to know that about guys, the couches, you know, because I also think that's why a lot of grandmas tend to wrap those couches in plastic. Then she couldn't even look at me. She's like, how did she know? I need to get reupholstered. Got some grandsons coming. Yeah, but I like people. Bodies are so weird. Having your body when you're a kid though is the best, you know? Because it's just like, there's nothing weird about it yet. You're just a child. Nothing's happening in here that's weird. So when you see your junk, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's different. Like when I saw my pussy for the first time, I was 4, you know? That's not fun. That's not the funny part, okay? I see you. Alright? That's a big deal for a girl, because for guys, you know, it's like right there. It's right there. You see it right away, right? First thing a guy does is like, what, the helicopter? And you're like, it's terrible. Our stuff is all tucked away, you know? So for me, it was an accident. accident, right? You have to drop a quarter somewhere, you know, and be like, oh shit, look at that, right? And for me, I ran out of the shower and I slipped, right? My legs, and I see it, and I was like, oh my god, what is that, a sock puppet? And then I just pretended it was a mouth for 2 minutes. I was like, okay. Then you get fancy with it, start singing Broadway show tunes, right? Hello, my baby, hello, my baby. And then that's when my mom walked in on me. Right there. She just sees me in this dark room facing the wall. I was like, and then she just freaks out because she doesn't know what the hell's going on. She's like, oh my god, Melissa, what are you doing? What's happening? And I was like, Melissa's not here. Now, this is a musical space, so I feel like I want to end on a song. You guys like music? Yeah, you do, right? There's like so many musicians here, so talented. I like that. That's, I'm looking in the bathroom, look at the posters. I was like, oh, I see these people here, that's fucking awesome. But, do you guys like Whitney Houston? Yeah. Okay, great. I love, here's my girly thing. Most of all, I love shoes. I love shoes, so yeah, like I get the preach on, girl, right? Shoes are so wonderful. They're always there for you, right? They're on your feet. What else can you ask for? Okay, they're lovely. But you know, I did have to stop. I had to end my relationship with shoes because I'm just too, you know, the cheddar's not there, right? So I wrote a song about shoes too, like an homage. Would you guys like to hear it?
Sure. Yes.
Don't say sure. You gotta be on board. You guys want to hear it? Hell yeah. This is my song about shoes. If I pay for these today, I'll be broke until I get paid. So I lay low, turn off my phone, eat ramen noodles, not pay bills or my rent. Worth it. 'Cause I will always, I know you're feeling it, girls, let's do it. Love shoes. Will always, let me hear it. Love shoes. And even boots. Thank you for the 6-part harmony. You guys have been great. Thank you.
One more time for Melissa Diaz, guys. On that note, are you guys ready to keep this show moving along, yes? Next guy coming up to the stage is actually going to be at the Mohegan Sun this June, but he's here for us right now. Let's make him feel welcome, guys. Build it up for Mr. Joey Rinaldi.
Oh, Wapak, Ohio, keep it going for Robert Punchur. Yeah. So a little something about myself. My parents are first-generation Americans, which makes me first-generation white privilege. Another thing about myself, I am afraid to die because every religion makes the afterworld sound terrible. Because I was raised Catholic, and no, I'm not Jewish. Okay. I was raised Catholic, and they said when you die, you get reunited with your whole family in heaven. which may sound nice to some of you guys, but I'm Italian. I'm with my family all the fucking time. The last people I want to see when I die is them, right? So I think that Hindus have the worst deal. Hindus believe in reincarnation, which means you come back to life based on how you went in your past life. I am an asshole. I don't want to come back to life as an asshole. The Muslim deal sounds good to some people though, because they say you have sex with 72 virgins when you have sex when you die, right? Sex with 72 virgins when you die, which sounds nice. But have you guys had sex with a virgin before? It's not nice at all, because all you're doing is this. Are you okay? Does that feel good? That is terrible foreplay. And then you have to wake up on your first day of heaven to 72 girls texting you, asking you, does this mean you love me now? Are you my boyfriend? That is hell, not heaven. Anyone here in a relationship? Anyone in a relationship? Anyone? Yeah. I am so bad at relationships. Relationships for me is like getting drunk. No matter how much I regret the last time I did it, I still think the next time's gonna be great. But it never is, right? I just broke up with my girlfriend and she said the weirdest thing to me. She said, Joey, you can't break up with me. You did not give me enough clues you want to do it. So now I'm back with her, the breakup she's always wanted. So I'm not paying for her meals anymore. I'm not texting her back anymore. I'm not going down on her anymore. Giving the clues, right? I was on Facebook the other day and I read the weirdest thing. This girl said, this white girl who I went to high school with, was a lesbian all throughout high school, had a post that said, getting a sex change to become a man. So I responded to her, congratulations, good luck. And she responded back to me saying, don't talk to me. I don't associate myself with straight white men. So I responded back, then stop trying to be one. I'm glad we laughed. It's okay to laugh at that joke. I'm not being offensive at all. Does anyone here smoke weed? Anyone smoke weed here? Come on, I heard you guys clap for Rob, but I know someone here smokes weed. Is it you, sir? Yes. My whole life, my mom said, Joey, don't smoke weed, you have to go to a good college. And then I finally got to college, and everybody was smoking weed. My mom did not prepare me for college at all. And then I started getting bad grades in college, so my mom was like, Joey, we're gonna give you Adderall so you can focus. Now I'm doing drugs to stay in school. Do we see the irony here? I am surprised I even go to college at all because I was so stupid growing up. I couldn't enunciate my words at all, and kids would always ask me questions like, Joey, why do you sound funny? Do you have an accent? Where are you from? And I have to tell these kids that I'm from nowhere. I sound like this because I'm retarded. Not making fun of mentally challenged people, PC people. I say that because my 3rd grade teacher sat me down and was like, Joey, you speak funny, you're retarded. Okay, she didn't say that, but she implied it, you know? Like while she was teaching everyone how to write in cursive and in their times tables, she would hand me a ball and would say, go outside and play catch with yourself. That same teacher actually pulled me out of public school and put me in a school for kids with severe learning disabilities. Which made all my friends at public school joke around calling me the retard at retard school. And just like tonight, wasn't funny for me either. But I was really dumb growing up, I'm not making that up. Like, I'm so dumb that I went to school one day to find all my friends playing this game called parkour, and they asked me if I wanted to play, and I said, yeah! And I realized what I should have said was, what's parkour? Do you guys know what that is? Because if I had asked that, they would have said, Joey, parkour is a game where people do physical stunts till they break their bodies. And if they said that, I would have said, no, we should do that never, right? But I was trying to sound cool, so I was like, I'm gonna go first. And because I went first, nobody got to go second, or third, or fourth. Because the stuff they wanted me to do was to jump over a folding chair and do like some parkour type thing, I don't know. But when I wanted to jump over the chair, what happened was I landed over in a position like this, and it folded backwards, and it crushed my bladder. So there I was 14 years old, and I was peeing blood my whole middle school, and I know what you're thinking. Joey, if you were 14, why are you still in middle school? I went to retard school, keep up with the story. Everybody got held back. So I go to the hospital and they do surgery on me. I wake from the surgery and my surgeon comes up to me and my mom and says, Joey, you hit your bladder so hard that you almost died. And I saw my mom crying. But I was on morphine, like I was high on a lot of morphine. I just had surgery. And when you're high, you don't want to have a bad trip. So I stopped looking at my mom who was crying and took my attention to the television, which was playing Everybody Loves Raymond. And I learned a very valuable lesson that day, that with enough drugs, Everybody Loves Raymond's funny. Thank you guys so much. I'm Joey Rinaldi. Have a great night, everyone.
One more time for Joey Rinaldi, guys. I put a hat on because my hair kept falling out, and yeah, I'd walk out at this point too. This whole place is a fucking orgy. It is incredible. So I didn't realize that's what bluegrass was code for. Hey, how about, is it a good time for another comedian? Yes. Oh, fantastic. We can do that. Come to the stage. Please make him feel welcome, Mr. Aric Grooms.
Robert Punchur, everyone. Give it up for Robert. That's how he looks. He looks like that all the time. I mean, even like at Cracker Barrel. He'll show up looking like that. Women weep and young children cry and waitresses drop their trays. It's awful when Robert Punchur walks into a Cracker Barrel. I love him. How about Missy? She did a good job. Missy Diaz. Give it up for her. And also, guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being part of Joey's Make-A-Wish. This is going to be a night he'll remember for the next 6 to 8 months. About Joey's lunch today, I can make fun of him. Guys, this has been one of the best weeks of my life. Just this week, I finalized a deal with HBO. I'm from Ohio. I'm a local boy from Latham, Ohio. Deal with HBO. I get the first 6 months free. And then I think it's like $9.95 after that. I'm going to cancel. Who we kidding? You know? I am from Ohio. I'm a Buckeye. OH? Yeah, you hear that, NYC. That's pride right there. Now if I tell them I'm from Southern Ohio, it's a different story. But right now, did we win the spring game today? Hell yeah, we won the spring game today. I live in New York City, and it's weird coming from a small, not even a town in Ohio, just out in the middle of nowhere. And I see stuff that you don't see in Latham, Ohio. On the streets. There's this guy on my street, he's always out front of our liquor store, and he's either playing guitar or playing keyboard, and I don't think he's homeless, but he's always dirty, his clothes are always ratty, but he's out there working, right? So I walk by, throw $1 or $2 in a bucket every once in a while, I'm walking by. The one time I walked by, and he had this old flip cell phone, and he's talking on it, and he's like, nah, bitch, I'm working! It's respect. And I want to believe with everything in my heart there was no one on the other end of that phone. He's just living his own life, you know? I was at the post office, and the lady behind the post office window was yelling at the guy on the other side. They were just yelling back and forth. Turns out they were friends. At first I thought they were fighting. And as the guy turned away, he turned back to her and he said, now look, Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. You can look that up on your motherfucking cell phone. And I did, and he is, so all good. Now, I'm a Christian, which is, I can say in Ohio, back in New York, if I say I'm a Christian, people are like, you believe that bullshit? I'm like, you mean the bullshit you set your calendar by? Yeah, I kind of believe some of that bullshit, yeah. I actually used to be a minister. I was a minister. People ask me, why don't you preach anymore? I say, it was probably because of the last sermon I preached, which was entitled, Let Me Tell You Motherfuckers Something. And I know somebody here's going to pray for me tomorrow, but there is not one pastor in America that would not love to preach that sermon to their congregation. I guarantee that. I do. I believe. I'm a believer firmly in Jesus. No doubts. Yeah, give it up for Jesus. All right, I love it. But the religion lies to you, though. They fill you full of lies every once in a while. And they're well-meaning lies, but they're still like not quite true. Like in Sunday school, my Sunday school teacher told me that we weren't supposed to drink liquor, and I said, "Well, what about Jesus? Water into wine?" And my Sunday school teacher told me at 12 years old, that's because they didn't have Pepsi back then. Like, you tell me Jesus Christ can turn water into wine, but he can't invent Pepsi? You wouldn't need like a thermometer on your stage at church to raise money if we had Pepsi stock, right? Yeah. And then they told me that I wasn't supposed to have sex until I was married. Matter of fact, they told me that if I waited until marriage, and my wife waited until marriage before we had sex, that on our wedding night, we would form a special bond that would last an eternity. Turns out, what we found out that night, that having sex is so awesome, we decided to try to have sex with everyone else we could. Is that bad? Look, I don't want anyone to go to hell. I don't, and I would say that wholeheartedly. I don't want anyone to go to hell. But there are some people I don't want to see in heaven. I mean, I'm okay if they're there, but I swear to you, if I'm in heaven and I run into Gene, I will lose my shit. Hey, Gene, I guess you're in heaven here, yeah. How did Gene get in heaven? You know Gene. You don't know Gene, but you know your Gene, right? Everybody's got a Gene that they don't want to run into in heaven. I am, though, like I said, I'm a good guy still. I try to love my neighbor. I do drink a little bit, but I'm a good guy. I have never done drugs, not even smoked a joint, not one time in my life, none. I've never watched a pornographic video all the way to the end. I mean it. I really believe that I'm a good Christian. You guys are awesome. This is fun. I may start doing this on the road every once in a while. Married? You guys married? Yeah. You have kids?
Yeah. Yes.
No, yeah. So evidently, I gather from your responses that some of you are married, some of you aren't, some of you do have kids, and some of you don't. Am I right? Yeah. Wow, good. A good cross-section of America, right? I have kids. I have 4. 2 kids of my own and then 2 stepkids. My littlest kid is Chloe. She's 7 years old. And the sweetest little girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, and so smart and lovely. But she plays this game on her iPad called Minecraft. Do you guys know that game? Yeah, this guy, he's had his enough of Minecraft, right? So anyway, she's playing the game. If you don't know it, you're an explorer. You go out and you're making new houses and villages, and you're exploring and all that, making a new world. And she came up to me after about a week or so of playing in it. She goes, "Oh, Daddy, I found a village on Minecraft." I said, "Oh, wow, that's cool, just an empty village." She goes, "Oh, no, there were people living there, but I killed them." I'm like, "How did you kill them?" "With my pickaxe." Who in the world made a game like this? And then about 2 weeks after that, I said, "Hey, honey, you still playing Minecraft?" She said, "Yeah, I'm playing." I said, "Did you find any villages?" She goes, "Oh, yeah, I found 2. She goes, I said, "Did you kill the people who are living there?" And she goes, "Oh, no, I don't do that anymore. I just keep them in a cage and make them work for me." There is an angry white man somewhere who made this game, right? I love Chloe, though. 7 years old, she's on my side. And you know that if you have kids, because when they get older, they're not quite on your side, right? Anybody here have teenagers? Do you like them? I mean, I know you love them, and you're going to put their bullshit picture, like they went 2 for 3 in their baseball game, or they got on the honor roll, but I mean, like, you want to hang out with them. And if your kid's here, just say yes, and you can tell me later what the truth is, but okay, this is what she was 17 at the time, this is what she wrote in my Father's Day card last June. She wrote, "Dear Dad, I appreciate every attempt you make at trying to be a better person." Why would I hang out a person like that? That's judging. She is my favorite. She's my firstborn, and she is my favorite. And especially now, because she is the only one of my kids who I know can get me home if I get too drunk. And I tell you, that's priceless. That's worth it, honestly, just having that in my pocket. I married, just actually my second marriage. I just got married a year and a half ago. If you don't know my story, I married my college sweetheart, and we were happily married for 9 years. And then tragically, we stayed married another 9 years. It's okay. You don't yeah, we got divorced. It's all right. It's okay. Nobody was sorry when we were in a shitty marriage. Now everybody's sorry for me. Now I got a beautiful wife, second time around. Actually, I don't think anyone should ever get married until they're at least 40. Because you're too stupid. You actually are. I was done. Maybe you're different than me. And if you're here, oh wow, we got some people clapping, yeah. Just stay in your seat though. Don't get too excited about that. But it's true. In my 20s, I had different priorities. I was much stupider. I couldn't shut up when I was supposed to shut up, right? I'll give you an example of the different priorities I have. My wife is an absolutely beautiful woman. She's 44 years old and just thin, fit. We live in a 5-floor walk-up, so basically she's doing Stairmaster every day, right? So she's a beautiful woman, and I can go into a store, and if it fits the mannequin, it'll fit my wife, okay? And everybody hates her, I guess, whatever. It's funny, I'll tell you the Southern Ohio thing. I gotta tell you this before I finish this story. My wife is from New York. She has no idea about Ohio, especially the South, which you guys all know is not as good as up here, right? But anyway, she went and met my family, and she came back after talking to one of my cousins, and she goes, oh, I got the best compliment. Your one cousin said to me, what do you weigh, 110 pounds soaking wet? Oh, she goes, I thought, that's so nice of her. I'm like, oh, God bless your heart. God love you. She was not giving you a compliment. Anyway, she's a beautiful woman. I was in New Orleans on vacation, and I saw this negligee in the window of a store there, and I walked inside. I thought, my wife would look amazing. So I asked the guy, I said, hey man, how much is the thing in the window? And he said, oh, that's $200. Well, these are my priorities now. I would rather just see my wife naked, holding $200. You're right, yeah, I see all the guys, you're damn right, what'd you get me in New Orleans? Well, honey, take off your clothes, and can I borrow $200? That's basically it. No, in fairness though, it is a lot easier for me to be sexy as well than I used to be. When I was younger, in order to be sexy, I'd have to do things. Like, I'd have to go, eat right? Go to the gym, and shower. All those hard things. But now, if I want to be sexy to my wife, all I have to do is go into the laundry room and clean out the lint screen. Husbands, the reason your wife is laughing so hard is she wants you to do some shit around the house, and you might find it's a nicer evening and you sit and watching the Buckeyes, go Bucks, on television all day or whatever it is you do. So.
Go Buckeyes!
Yeah, go Buckeyes. It's, spring game. Those of you who aren't from New York, Jason, Melissa, and the rest of them, we love our Buckeye football, and we don't give a shit, and fuck Alabama. Won't you roll that tide on out of here? I'll get back to the stuff I'm supposed to say. Because I think I can just do that. If I can make a living, just stand up in front of people going, go Bucks! And they'll be like, hey, go Bucks! Here's $100. Yeah, shit, more bucks. No, but I'm just a smarter husband than I was when I was younger. Like, we were on our honeymoon, again, my wife, very beautiful, long curly black hair. So when she came out of the water, she looked like Bo Derek from the movie 10. Now, you guys know who that is? Yeah. If you don't know, it's probably because you're a little bit younger. And so it's the hot older woman in Tommy Boy. That's her too, same woman. And if you have never seen Tommy Boy, I need you to get your shit together. Anyway, my wife comes out of the water looking like Bo Derek from the movie 10, and in my 20s, I know what I would have said. I would have said, oh my God, honey, you look as good as Bo Derek. And that sounds like a compliment, but every woman in here knows, oh, you're saying I look as good as Bo Derek. I'd be like, yeah, it's a movie about a woman who's perfect. They picked this woman to play her, and you look like her, so do the math. You look perfect, but it's not a compliment. What I could have said was, you look better than, and that's still not going to work, because then she'd be like, why are you still talking about Bo Derek? So guess what I said? Nothing. Jack shit. I still haven't told her. If you guys don't tell her, she'll never find out. So this is my advice to you who maybe you're in your 20s and you're younger and you're in a relationship with a woman. Here's my advice to you. There are going to come times in your relationship where you're going to want to say things to that woman. right? Words are going to want to come out of your mouth, and you're going to want to say things. So before you say that thing, ask yourself this question. Is what I'm getting ready to say a thought, a feeling, or a desire? And if it is, shut the fuck up. The only thing that should ever come out of your mouth is a fact or a compliment. That's it. Oh my God, honey, your ass looks amazing in those jeans and I'm going to work, right? That's it. Facts and compliments, that's all. You guys have been great. We love coming. We were here 6 months ago. We'll come back every time you have us. I'll leave you with this joke. Not really a joke, it's a story. It's real shit, you know. Oh, all this stuff is real. Not really. Some of it is. Too much of it is, honestly. Anybody go to the Women's March this year? Somebody did back there. I see the hand. Who watched your cat? Look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm sorry. That was bad. That was really bad. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to imply that if you're concerned about women's issues, that you're also going to die alone. I didn't mean to imply that those two things are connected. Now, my wife asked me. She's like, "Hey, do you want to go to the Women's March?" And I'm like, "Hell no, I don't want to go to the Women's March." And so we're down at the Women's March. And what I loved about the Women's March in New York City was the signs. Everybody got to have a more creative sign than the other guy, right? So this one sign said, I kid you not, it said, "You can grab my pussy, but don't touch my health care." And I said, "Deal." You guys have been absolutely amazing. Let's keep it going for louder. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Keep going, please. Are you guys ready for another comedian? Next guy I'm bringing up, one of my very first friends in comedy, one of the very funniest guys I've known, and it's his second time coming here. He is the winner of the first season of First Impression with Dana Carvey. Please, give me a round of applause for Mr. Jason.
Rob and his gay face, huh? Yeah, it's great to be here living the dream. When I was a little kid, I dreamed of one day performing in a bomb shelter, huh? Magical, wonderful. It's great to be here in Ohio. I'm from New York, Ohio, very hospitable, very kind people. I was standing there waiting to go on. A guy apologized to me for having to pee. I'm like, "Go pee, bro." You know? If I was in New York waiting to go on stage, it'd just be like, "Get the fuck out of my way, I gotta take a piss." It's good to be here. Tell you a little bit about myself. I'm what you call ethnically ambiguous. Yeah. People can't really tell, like my ethnic background, and then like everybody thinks that I'm their thing. Does that make sense? Like in New York the other day, this Hispanic lady, she was asking me for directions. She's like, "Como estas?" I'm like, "Lady, I'm sorry, I failed that shit 3 years in a row." I was literally the kid just adding O's to the end of every word and thinking, be like, "Jason, how do you say Sally went to the mall?" I'd be like, "Sally-o went to the mall-o, maybe?" Like, "Well, not so much. You failed the speaking exam, Jason." You know? And then we have like the Middle Eastern food in New York. They call it a halal. The halal. You ever have that? The lamb over the rice? It's pretty good, right? So anytime I approach a halal cart, 9 times out of 10, the guy behind is just like, and every time I'm just like, "Sorry, buddy, I'm not that." Honestly, after a while, I just started lying. I'm just like, "Yeah. Now just that extra white sauce, huh? Yeah." But actually, my mother, she's West Indian. She's from the islands, the tropics, Trinidad, Tobago, the Caribbean. So I grew up listening to that soca music. Anybody know soca? Not a single fucking person. That's okay. Now, I can't stand the soca. I'm not a fan of it myself. Because to me, it was always less of a type of music and more of like a workout. Like every song is just basically like instructions being screamed at you. Yeah, every song is just like, "Hack me up, hack me up, hack sit up, sit up, sit up, sit up, chomp, chomp, chomp. And I'd be like, okay, all right. I'm 7 years old. Not ready for cardio. You know? That's mom. And then Pops is, my dad is Polish. Yeah, he came from Poland. And my dad is very Polish. Like, really, really Polish. Like, my dad is so Polish, he makes you look Puerto Rican, sir. My dad has the blonde hair, but my dad looks like Robert Punchur, the host of the show. You know? He's got translucent, veiny skin. You know? If you look at my father's wrist close enough, you could literally, if you really focus on it, you could see a family White River after dinner. And then somehow I came out of my mother looking like neither of those things. Somehow I just came out Jewish. Surprise Jew baby, huh? The nurse was like, ma'am, you gave birth to a beautiful Jewish baby. It's like, it's perfectly natural. 1 in every 100 babies just happen to be Jewish. Is yours? Say, ooh, God, you guys really tightened up on the Jews. Yeah, that's how I got my manager, Jason Steinberg. Yeah, I'm in his office. He's like, are you Jewish? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm Jewish. Happy Yom Kippur, huh? No, I'm not Jewish. I'm actually Catholic, like Joey, who was just... Give it up for Joey, who was up here before, yeah. We're a very inclusive group. We include special needs people on the show. I'm kidding, Joey. I love you. It's an inside joke. I love him to death. Yeah, no, I'm Catholic. I like the Catholic faith because I'll be honest. Catholics show up twice a year, Christmas and Easter. Rest of the year, I'm boozing. I'm fucking in the bathroom of the Moon City bomb shelter. I'm doing blow, cheating on my taxes. Christmas and Easter, I waltz in there and people go every week, look at you like, fuck these people, you know? And then here's the thing, here's the beauty of it. You throw that 20 bucks in the basket, boom, heaven, huh? Catholicism. You're paying for your sins. Okay. Let's loosen up. Amen. I don't know. I was watching the president on television. Give it up for our president, Donald Trump. Give it up. Yeah. I love Donald Trump. I'm from New York. I love it. Look, first off, Donald Trump is the greatest entertainer to ever live. Seriously. And I don't say that kind of stuff. I mean, literally, like, dude, it's like the Beatles, Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, Donald J. Trump. Every fucking day, man. He called Kim Jong-un short and fat. How do you not love this guy, man? I love how he beats up the media. That's great, because who the fuck likes the media, right? Right? Love that, right? Everything's fake news. Remember first he hired that little cokehead? Remember that? Who remembers Anthony Scaramucci? Who remembers the mooch? Dude lasted 5 days. I liked him, but you know, he did a bunch of cocaine, and he called up a newspaper. Remember that? He was just like, shit, fuck, pussy, ass tits, give me sucking some fucking cock. Like, Anthony, you gotta go, dude. You gotta get the fuck out of here. We can't have this. This is not okay. He's sucking his own fucking cock. Whoa! Danny! You know who I think Trump should hire as his press secretary? You know who I think would be like the perfect person to be Donald Trump's press secretary? Cat Williams, the comedian. Cat will just come out, put a gun on the podium. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If the president says there were 9 million motherfuckers in the crowd, you better believe there were 9 million motherfuckers in that crowd. Y'all little CNN fake news ass pieces of shit. I will shoot Don Lemon in the face. to save them little kids in Florida. Oh, everyone tightened up on Florida. Little fucking activists, man. Parkland got me thinking, man. It's like, there's been a bunch of school shootings. Nobody ever fucking protested and shit and walked out. I'm like, what were all these other fucking school shooting killing? The Columbine just took that shit lying down. They just enjoyed that fucking week off. Came back on Tuesday like real goddamn Americans, baby. Thank you, front row. Thank you. Everybody else, it's good school shooting. Nah, man. Our president's cool, man. I met the president. I met Donald Trump. You believe that? You believe that, sir? You don't believe me? I got the footage to prove it. I'll show you after the show. I'll tell you the story. Look how quiet I got. They're like, how the fuck did he meet Trump? I met Trump. All right, I'll tell you how I met Trump. Here's the story of how I met Trump is even crazier than actually meeting the president. I'll tell you what happened, okay? The day he announced he was running, June 12th, 2015, all right? We all gotta admit, nobody really took it serious, right? I mean, even if you hardcore love him, voted for him, nobody really at the time, because he had just been roasted on Comedy Central. You know, a week before, he was sending LaToya Jackson out to sell yo-yos on West 4th Street. You know, nobody really thought. So I go out that night, right? I'm in the East Village of New York City. I'm boozing with some comedian friends. We're drinking shots of tequila. We're talking about the whole thing. And this idea just hits me. It just hits me. And I say to my buddy Mike, just as a joke, I'm like, yo, dude, what if I got a Trump 2016 tattoo, right? And Mike shoots right back, yo, if you get that shit, I'll pay for it, okay? About 6 or 7 shots of tequila later, we end up on McDougal Street, NYC Inc. Trump 2016. Oh yeah. And this shit in New York was beloved for like 6 months. 6 months, everyone was like, oh, that's so funny, let me get a picture, right? I'd be at bars, women would see it, they're like, oh my God, is that real? I'd be like, yeah, I'd be like, that's so crazy, you're so crazy. This, 6 months. Solid. So then, y'all know what happened. He starts, winning the primaries, and my New York friends, everybody, comedy, they're like on Facebook and social media, like, oh my God, what's happening to the country? What's going on with the country? And I'm reading this shit, I'm like, the country? I'm like, he's fucking up my joke, son! The country. And the worst, man, is when I'm on the subway, when I ride the subway, gotta hold the pole. New York City. This tattoo. I'll have a whole row of people looking at me like, oh my God, does that guy hate Mexicans? Hey Karen, he kind of looks a little Latino himself. What's his deal? So now, it's November 2015. Still running for president, everything's going on. And everybody's like, Jason, you gotta tweet him, Jason. Tweet the guy. Get some publicity, tweet him. So I tried tweeting him. He didn't see it. And I started to feel discouraged. I started to feel down, right? I had a job at the time. I was walking dogs, and I'm trying to be a full-time comedian. At the time, I was fucking walking dogs in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Okay, for a bunch of Polish people. I'll never forget this moment. I had like 15 dogs. I'm feeling depressed. I got the skyline of Manhattan just across the river, and I'm like, that's where I want to be, man. I want to be successful. I want to be over there. I don't want to be here with these fucking dogs. So I take my phone out. I'm like, did Trump see my tweet? Feeling all down. And then I see that Donald Trump announces that he's doing a book signing that Tuesday at the Trump Tower. And I'm like, ooh, shit. This is where the tattoo meets the man. This is foolproof. So I wake up early that day. I get in line, right? I'm standing there. In front of me, I'm like number 20 online. In front of me, I have this scrawny Indian kid who was like a hardcore, he had like the Hillary book. He's like a hardcore Hillary supporter. He's like, I'm just here for the spectacle, man. Behind me was this little girl who loved Donald Trump. She actually cut school that day. Her mom took her off of school. This little girl, I don't wanna, that's right, this future lesbian. She was a lesbian. Her mom was telling me, she's like, yeah, she fucking plays on hockey, and she's like, the kid's got a crew cut. She's just like, I love Donald Trump. So waiting to get in there, they shuffle us in Trump Tower, and there he is, Donald Trump. He's sitting there, he's got this big chair, and I'm waiting my turn. Now, I wasn't sure how he was gonna react, because people were like, oh my God, Donald, we love you so much, make America great again, wow! But the whole time he just had on Trump face, and he's just like, believe me. So I wasn't sure how he was gonna react. So it's my turn, I'm a little nervous. They usher me up to Trump. I show him my arm. Yo, this motherfucker lit up. Like, you ever see The Grinch? And he's just like, yo, our president fucking loves me, guys. He sees it, and once again, I'm not making a single word of this up. I have all the evidence to prove it. See me after the show. He grabs my arm. You see him shaking the world leader's hands on TV. He's got a firm grip. He yanks my ass in. He's just like, come here, right? Stands up. The media's all over here. Flashes my arm to the media and just goes, look, folks, I gotta win for this kid. Okay? Look, people, a tattoo, that's a big deal. I cannot let this guy down. So, you're welcome, Wapakoneta. One crazy night at tequila. President Trump. I love how I said that last part like Chris Rock. I'm like, one crazy night at tequila. President Trump. So then he's like, come here. So then he grabs the book, and now we're in front of the cameras. We're like 6 feet away. They're flashing away like I'm on the red carpet. I'm with the guy, the front runner for the Republican Party. I'm standing there just fucking surreal. And he's just got the book in his hand, and he's pointing, he's just like, ah, and I'm just like, holy shit, I'm about to be the fucking Secretary of State. This is insane. Boy, I don't know. Take it you guys probably don't like the other guy, Barack Obama. I have a joke about him. That's a terrible intro to my joke. Thing about Obama that fucked me up with Obama was, you guys remember hearing about, we had a hurricane in New York, Hurricane Sandy? Yeah. Heard about that? All right. So I wasn't really paying attention to the news. I didn't even know that Sandy was gonna happen, like until Obama's like emergency speech, right? But like he had such like a sort of calm, cool, collected way of speaking that's like exactly how I took the news. I didn't realize it'd be a big deal. Because he just comes out, there is gonna be a storm. Now, the storm is gonna be big. There is gonna be a lot of wind. And a lot of rain. Thank you. God bless you. And that was the whole fucking speech. So I'm just sitting there on my couch. I'm like, oh shit, man, I gotta get some milk. Yeah, that's what I thought. Then I wake up the next day floating on the mattress, powers out for 2 weeks. You got people sucking dick for gas. I know that because I had the gas. Sometimes I wonder how Bush would have handled Sandy, like if he was around at the time, you know? I feel like he would just come out. I just want to say Hurricane Mandy has devastated our shores. And precipitated our freedom. But I'll not rest until we hunt down the evildoers who committed this act of terror. We're gonna invade Australia. That motherfucker would have blown up a country and blamed that shit on the snow. I don't know. Hey, I'm just trying not to get Me Too'd up here, you know, before I fucking make it. Oh, is that another sore subject, Me Too? Fucking Me Too, man. I don't even fucking chicks just stay the fuck away from me, man. Listen to my jokes! You notice a lot of those guys that got accused, a lot of those guys were like very outspoken male feminists. You notice that? Notice that motherfucking hypocrites? You know that? Ladies, first off, there's no such thing as a male feminist, alright? If you meet a male feminist, it's a rapist, alright? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And when I say feminist, I don't mean people that believe men and women are equal, should be treated equally, paid equally, blah, 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 blah. No. What I mean is that dude who's like, you know, oh, I'm an ally, you know? You ever been fooled by an ally, ladies? The guy who's like, oh, I didn't even notice you had tits. I only check out women's personalities. Say, oh yeah, Brad? Okay. Like a normal guy, he'll ask you, hey, you want to grab a drink? And you could say yes, you could say no. It's up to you, it's a free country. Right? Male feminists, they'll be sneaky with it. They'll be sneaky, right? Because they don't have the balls to ask you out, so they'll be like, oh hey, you want to maybe come over to my apartment and discuss women's issues, huh? You might get fooled. You might be like, oh my God, Craig is so sensitive. He wants to discuss the movie. Yeah, he actually went to the Women's March last Saturday. Yeah, he wore a pussy hat and everything. Your friends will warn you, be like, yeah, but have you seen Craig's Instagram? It's a little suspect. You'd be like, no, he's cool, he's great, it's Craig, he's great. So then you go to Craig's apartment, you knock on his door, he opens it, and he's like, would you like to drink? I'll leave you guys with this. Anybody dating?
Yes.
Dating? Married? I feel like everybody here is married. I feel like you turn 18, married, 3 kids. Huh?
I'm single.
I'm single. Right here, baby. Honey, boo boo child. I'm single. I don't know why I made you a black woman. So I'm from New York. New York. A lot of dating. I was actually on a date with this Spanish chick. She had just moved to the United States from Spain about a month prior, right? So she had a real thick, like, sexy Spanish accent. You know what I'm talking about? Like that Sofia Vergara fucking, you know what I mean? So we're walking down the street, hand in hand, right? But once again, first date. First date. She stops in the middle of the sidewalk and goes, Jason, I don't want to give you the wrong impression here, but in Spain, Jason, we don't suck the cock on the first date, Jason. Don't worry, Jason. We will fuck, no problem. I fuck you later tonight. Just, Jason, no sucking over the cock. never in my entire life been so turned on by a woman telling me that she didn't want to suck my dick. Like, I was like, the way she said that shit, I'm like, can you just repeat that phrase? Can you just tell me how you don't want to suck my cock, please? I'm not gonna lie to you folks, I masturbated to that shit the next day. I'm at home in my bedroom just thinking, just replaying, I don't want to suck. Absolutely no desire in any way, shape, or form to suck a cock. But here's the thing, man, so we did end up sleeping together that night, but it wasn't good, the chemistry wasn't there, because she didn't like dirty talk. You guys, anybody familiar with dirty talk? You guys are all gonna act like you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Because it's like, dude, I grew up on black porn. Anybody know Wesley Pipes? That's... Oh, don't act like we ain't got a few Wesley Pipes fans in here. That's the Godfather of shit talking. Just disrespect that dick, bitch. Just fucking spit on it. It's like every chick I've ever been with since I was like 15. It's the same thing. I'm on top and I'm like, I fucking own you, bitch. I told her to fucking kill that guy. Kill him, bitch. You murdered me. You fucking killed me. Cops, if you not mention my name, you can fucking go to jail for me. Don't beat him with conjugal visits and shit. And when I was thinking up the laundry basket, buy the house in Jersey, we're living in that mansion forever. And then at the very end, very gently and lovingly, you come on her face. Just like Wesley. And, you know, that's love.
That's wasteful.
That's wasteful. Wow. Talk to me after the show, man. Damn, son. I dedicate this last joke to you, actually. You'll see why in a moment. I briefly touched on Bill Cosby. They're putting Dr. Cosby on trial again, his 7-year-old ass. Thing is, I always wondered, if Cosby ended up in jail, would he do stand-up in jail? Yeah. But I'm thinking if he does, he'd have to change up his act, you know? He'd have to, you know, ditch the family values material. Start talking about jail shit, you know. See him in there, you know, sitting there in the penitentiary, talking to the people in the orange jumpsuit in the cafeteria, talking, and you're like, you know when you're sucking a dick, you're sucking on the penis for a pack of cigarettes. Then you realize, wait a minute, I don't even smoke. Ow! Guys, that's my time. You've been great. Thank you.
Robert Punchur, everybody.
But wait,
There's more.
indeed there is. As we have one final comic on this show, I need to know though, we're having a good time so far. Having a great time with you guys. This is the second time that we've been out here, and I'm going to say this, I didn't say this last time, you are the absolute best crowd. Oh, stop. The absolute best crowd we have performed in front of all night. And there it is. another one of my absolute best friends who's gonna come up here and close us out. It's his first time here, so I need you guys, please, to make him feel welcome. All the energy that you have left. Let's start building it up, guys. Come on. Come on. Neko White.
Thank you, audience. As far as round of applause go, that was mediocre at best, Wapakoneta. I'm gonna need more. One more time for your close.
Much better. I have kinda enjoyed my time in y'all little part of town. Just kind of. I want to say I had a great time. Fuck that. I want to kind of enjoy my stay here so far. The people are amazing, but like y'all need to get used to having black people around. What happened here? I'm in the green room now. I'm shy, so they told us we had a meet and greet before the show. Now after the show, I'm down to shake hands and all that shit. Before the show, I'm like, damn, I don't want them to see me. They might get to know me, and I might shadow what they think of me when I get on stage. So they had a meet and greet, and then at some point, somebody came over to me and was like, just so you know, just to make you feel comfortable. You're not the only person of color here tonight. I was like, I've never felt more uncomfortable all day. You think I thought I was the only black person here? The name of this city is Wapakoneta. That's a black chick from the hood. The fuck As soon as I got here, they gave me a key to the city just for general purposes. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm actually having a wonderful time. First of all, Jason mentioned a hurricane. He mentioned Hurricane Sandy. I'm also from New York. Let me tell you something. Be grateful for whatever job you have and just thank God that you are not a fucking weather reporter for CNN. That is the most thankless and dangerous job that I have ever seen. Do you notice whenever there's a hurricane, they send their reporters out in the storm? No. I don't mean before the storm gets there. I mean the hurricane is right here and the reporter is right here. And they still try to be professionals. This one lady, she was out there for this hurricane in Florida and the wind was killing her. But she was still trying to do her job. She's like, if you're still in this part of Florida, if you're still in this part of Florida, we're gonna need you to evacuate. Sitting at home like, no, you need to evacuate. Get out of there, that wind is killing you. Everybody you talking to is at home, safe right now. Right, exactly, with no TV. You're talking to your cameraman and the elements, that's it. They had this one poor woman, she out there, she doing her thing, and they put her on the lake for some reason. And the water was coming up and over her head until finally she fell and tipped into the water. Now you would think, if you're a reporter, and I'm your cameraman, and you fall into the lake, that I would stop recording and try to help you out the water. Or at the very least, hand you some wire and try to drag you to safety. Not CNN. That lady fell into that water and the camera followed her as she went downstream. And when they cut back to the newsroom, they said, we'll be right back with more coverage on the hurricane. Right after this. Absolutely ridiculous. I like you guys better than the last part of Ohio we were in. The last part, ladies, PSA, if you're going to wear t-shirts that fit you. Otherwise, you might hurt your own feelings accidentally. And the last town we was in, this woman wore a shirt that said, "Blink if you think I'm pretty." Yeah, she was pissed. Cause everybody walked past her like this. And it's a damn shame because the wind was blowing outside. There was dudes going past on motorcycles with no helmets. Then, do you know she had the nerve to get mad at me? I'm walking past her, she's like, "Oh my God, really? Really? Listen, sweetheart, you wore the shirt. I'm just following directions." Hell yeah, you better laugh, pay $30 for these tickets. You better let it out on me. I am in a wonderful mood. Thank you. This is a lot different from where I come from. I grew up in Spanish Harlem, so that means I was raised around a lot of black people, a lot of Hispanic people, Dominicans in particular. If you guys never met Dominicans, they're darker skinned Puerto Rican people. So, very nice people. However, I don't get along with Dominicans who don't admit how black they are. That pisses me off. Especially light-skinned Dominican people. Because if you call them black, they act like you punched them in the stomach. You're black. Papi, no. Papi, stop, Papi. Papi, please. I ain't no black. I ain't no black. However, if you hang out with Dominican people, they say the N-word like they own slaves right now. But as soon as you tell them, "Yo, you remember y'all black too." What? Papi, I know black, I Spanish. That's a language, asshole, and you can't be a language. And in case you guys have never seen Dominican grandparents, well, they're the blackest people alive. The blackest. If you've never seen any, allow me to describe them to you. I'm gonna paint the picture, just follow me. Close your eyes, I'm gonna paint the picture, close your eyes. Close your eyes. That's what they look like. You understand? Oh, we got a snorter in here. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's Tommy version of squirting right there. Let it out. Let it out. That's what I came here for. You look scared to death, Pastor. Let it out. Oh, boy.
All I can see is my eyeballs.
I'm sure. The beauty of this is that my neighborhood isn't even like that anymore. We recently gentrified, so we're not mostly black and Hispanic, we're gluten-free now. So, I don't mind my new neighbors, but I will say this, I kind of miss my old neighborhood because I'm a project kid. Now, you can always tell how good or bad your projects is by its nickname. So my project's given name is Taft. Nickname, Taft-Ganistan. Just to give you an idea of what I grew up around. It was a fucking war zone. So growing up, when I was a teenager, one of my friends, he got shot, and he got shot pretty bad. Now, mind you, there's no good way to get shot. You'll never see somebody get shot and go, "Oh, that's a 10 out of 10 right there." But this fool got shot in his back, and I went to see him in the hospital. Now, where I come from, we all know each other by nicknames, which is usually cool, until you're at a hospital receptionist desk. And they're like, "Sir, who are you here to see?" And I'm standing there like, I'm here to see Swizzy. The nurse was nice enough to type that in, even though she knew there was nobody there by that fucking name. So the thing about it is, if you are in the hospital and you got shot and you don't tell the cops who did it, the hospital's on high alert because they don't want the people who want to kill you to find out where you are. So for 5 minutes, they thought my little skinny, lispy ass, the assassin that was sent to kill Swizzy. I got cops walking up to me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to become a hashtag. It's all over. But one of my friends saw me struggling, so he came over. He's like, yo, Neko, Swizzy's real name is Adam. And I was fucking furious. Because his name is Adam. All this gangster shit, and you got a Bible name? That's what you're trying to do? So I walk in the hospital room because I was pissed. The first words out of my mouth were, what's up, Adam? So because he got shot in his back, they didn't want to move him. So they gave him a catheter to pee in and they gave him a shit bag. So the whole room smelled like shit. But I'm a good friend, so I was trying to act like the room didn't smell like shit. But it was written all over my face that this room smells like shit. I walked in there, I was like, hey, what's going on? Okay, all right. You don't smell that Swizzy, you know it's paralyzed too? Okay, I got you. Huh? What happened to my face? Oh, nothing. I had a stroke before I came up here. Listen, Swizzy, I'm gonna make this visit quick because I got anything else to do. But look here. Do you know who shot you? He said, yeah, I know who shot me. I said, cool, you gonna tell the police? He said, nope, I can handle it. Nah, Swizzy, apparently not. What the fuck are you talking about? You in the hospital right now and can't shit on your own. You need help. Tag someone else in. And that's when I learned that Swizzy is built to be a gangster and Neko White is built to be a comedian, because if you shot me and I know you shot me, I'm telling everyone who speaks my language that you shot me. I'm bringing that up in conversation, don't got shit to do with getting shot. Neko, how was Wapakoneta? Mike shot me, Mike shot me, Mike shot me. Give a fuck about Wapakoneta, they not used to black people. Mike shot me. So I'm in the room with Swizzy. I'm like, nah, bro, for real, I think you should tell the police. Swizzy looked me right in my face. He said, bro, you already know I don't fuck with the police, and you from where I'm from. You know the code. Snitches get stitches. That's what he said to me. Snitches get stitches. You have a shit bag. And stitches. So call the police. People who are really young and people who don't pay taxes still say stupid shit like that. I remember before I paid taxes, I was like, snitches get stitches. Then I got my first good check. And I saw how much money the city took out my check. And I Googled how much of that went to the police department. When I found out how much of my money they got, I went downstairs and snitched on all the drug dealers. Just to get the cops busy work. You understand? I looked out my window, I seen 4 cops not doing nothing. I said, not on my watch. I walked downstairs like, he got the coke, he got the weed, he saw the ecstasy, he got bootleg DVDs. Round them up, officers. Round them up. Fuck that, some black lives don't matter. Round them up. They was putting my friends in those cars. They were like, Neko, what are you doing? Stitches get stitches. Yup, and I'm a taxpayer. I'm getting my money's worth. Round them up, officers. I call 911 for everything now. 911, what's your emergency? I need my garbage taken out. That's my emergency. What, Mr. White, we don't handle things like that. For $500 out of my check, you handle shit like that. I don't got the type of time, man. My last name, right? Now, most people don't, like, I'm black, that's obvious, but I get to celebrate Black Pride whenever the fuck I want to celebrate it. I can put the Black Pride fist in your face and you just have to take it. And if you don't, it's my right to kick your ass. That's just how it goes. And that's sad. If you white and you want to have pride, you gotta do it in the closet under the sheet. It's fucked up, it really is. Or at certain Trump rallies, but that's the only options. Now, I know that might suck, but I can empathize, because the same way you can't run around screaming out, white power, neither can I. If you're confused, my last name is White. Do you know how hard it is when you can't have pride in your last name? If your last name is simple, if your last name is Clark, and your son plays Little League Baseball, if he hit a home run, you can scream out, "Long live the Clarks!" People will high five you in the whole 9 yards. If I had a son that played Little League Baseball, and he hit a home run, and me and this complexion stood up and screamed out, "Long live the Whites!" It's gonna be a lot of confused people in Little League down there. It's gonna be one drunk white dude that agrees with me way too much. Just, that's right! Long live the Whites! And I can't kick his ass because he's the only one on my side. I don't know, most of you guys seem to either be in relationships or like young and searching. God bless you. Now, me, right now, I'm trying to date, but with my generation, it's kind of hard because we don't meet people in person. If you try to talk to a girl in person now, she'll freak out. How are you? Excuse me? Did you just speak to me? First of all, if you like me, here's what you do. You go to your phone and you download Tinder and you swipe until you see my face. When you find me, you swipe me right. If I like you, I'll swipe you right. And in the morning, you send me a picture of your dick like a gentleman. And meanwhile, you stand there like, oh no, I just want to know what time it was. My phone died. It's not that serious. That's where we are now. We don't meet each other in person anymore. It's all apps. And there's no way you could be a good person and be on these apps. It's impossible. Tinder, to the older people in here who don't know what that is, first of all, God bless you. But it's an app on your phone. Someone's face will pop up. If you like the face, you swipe it right. If you don't like the face, you swipe it left. Do you know the asshole that's going to turn you into? And this is what we do while taking a shit. You understand me? I couldn't live with that. I couldn't live knowing there was some woman out there on her toilet judging my face like that. Just like, worthy, not worthy, not worthy, worthy, not worthy. Or ladies, if it's us judging you, it's usually worthy, 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 worthy. Shit, I can't tell. This one could be a dude. Worthy, I'll find out later. But I noticed something about me. I have certain hang-ups when it comes to dating. For example, I'm a breast man, and in the black community, that's almost sacrilegious. You understand? In my community, being a breast man, that's like being a Republican. You don't meet a lot of us. Now, the reason why I'm a breast man is because my grandma taught me out of being an ass man. I was 3 years old, a little young for that conversation, but we were watching Jerry Springer. It was appropriate. So we watching Jerry Springer, this woman came out, she had the biggest butt that I've ever seen in my life. And it was love at first sight. I was hypnotized. I was staring at that TV, I wasn't blinking. My grandma saw that, she said, "Baby boy, come here. Baby boy, you like that?" I was like, "Yeah, grandma, I like that." My grandma leaned in real close and said the most grandma thing you can say to your grandson. She said, "Baby boy, let me tell you something. Ain't no way in the world she could wipe all that ass." And that was it, ladies and gentlemen. That was it. I've been a breast man from that moment on. You understand me? That was the easiest and most hygienic decision that I've ever made in my life. Damn, I gotta wrap up soon. So, let me see, what would I leave you guys with? A couple things. So, I stopped watching the news, right? The last time I watched the news, the president came out and said he doesn't want trans people in the military. He came out and said, trans people are not allowed in our military in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And I was at home like, could you add black people to that list? That would be fucking amazing. If we couldn't go to war, do you know how safe that'd be? He just bombed Syria. And some trans people got offended. They came out and was like, we want to be able to fight for our country. I was at home like, hey, do not fucked this up. Because as soon as he said trans people can't join the military, I ordered a dress immediately. You understand? I ordered a nice one with a split all the way up to here. My girl catch me in that shit. What the fuck is this? That's security, baby. Don't worry about that. That's my get out the army free card right there. Because Neko White might be a good soldier, but Nicole Whitmore's draft dodging. I'm telling you right now. Long live the Whites. Fuck that. I'm trying to be a good person, man. I really am. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I had a friend, his dad had passed away. He was crying about it. He's like, I need to hear the sound of my dad's voice one more time. I need to hear my father speak to me one more time. So I said, call your father's old cell phone and listen to his voice on the answering machine. And I should have kept my mouth shut, because the first words out of his father's mouth were, hi, I'm not here right now. To any of you guys in relationships, God bless you. At the moment, I am single, and I'm single because my last girlfriend broke up with me. Now, when she did that, I lied to her. She's like, Neko, it's over. I said, okay, it's over, so I hope you move forward, and I hope you find nothing but happiness. I hope you can find a man who's better for you than I am. And exactly. That's bullshit. She broke up with me. Why would I want her to find happiness? That's insanity. I don't want her no way around happiness. When you break my heart, I want you surrounded by struggles and STDs. That's all. That's it. I want crushed dreams and burning sensations. You understand? And find a better man than me? Do you know who I think I am? That guy doesn't exist, and of course he does. But I don't want her to find him. Because my ex was a piece of shit. I learned that she cheated on me with my best friend. It gets better. They had a kid together. It gets better. He's a deadbeat dad. He walked out on her and the kid. But it gets even better than that. Because now she posts all her struggle statuses on Facebook. And I like every last one. Every last one of them. I've made more profiles to like those statuses more than one time. She posts a status, life is such a struggle. Yes it is, bitch. Yes it is. Neko White, his 60 other profiles like this. And I went right in the comment section and put hashtag long live the White. You're amazing, Neko White. Thank you.
One more time. Listen, Diaz, Aric Grooms, Joey Rinaldi, a very good comedy show. Guys, can you get one more?
Get back, got to get back to the place where the preacher goes to get loose, talk about my said I'm gonna get back to me, gotta get back to me, gotta get back to my roots. Well, I'm gonna get back to me, gotta get back to my roots.